Someone wrote in and said, okay, here it goes. When I started watching a couple of your videos, the first thing I thought was, what can a fag and a fatty teach me about sex anyway? Very quickly, the answer became very clear, a heck of a lot. Thank you very much for teaching all this great content and buckling down to learn many things that I thought I knew but was not even close. Sorry for the blunt honesty, but I think it's much better that way than to pretend.
You're not a fag.
I am queer.
Cathy from the intimacydojo.com.
And Reid from readaboutsex.com.
Yeah, thank you we're glad.
They were helpful.
Yeah.
And I don't think you actually define yourself as a fag?
I don't. But I put penises in my mouth. So some people, that's all they need to use
and
the
other
labels that
sometimes.
they want to.
Yeah.
So I technically identify as queer. I sleep with all kinds of people. It's just a better umbrella term. Some people would say I'm bisexual. But I like queer because, I recognize there's more than two genders and, it gets complicated. Maybe complicated is not your thing. But but if somebody wants to call me a fag as a 6 foot tall, 230 pound white guy walking around with 2 black belts, I'm like, okay, thanks.
And I'm technically fat. That's the word. I have extra fat cells on my body. I really love the fact that this person was willing to get past preconceived notions, because our society abounds with them around who's okay to learn from, who's sexual, who's not. And one of the reasons I do these videos and ask Reid to do them all the time is because I'm a stand for everybody having a sexuality and a voice and having any perspective have a way forward. And I really value that someone could question their values and go, I did learn something from these people. I'd encourage you to look a little bit deeper and question your definition of what makes people valuable. I'm always doing that for myself because I think we have layers of them. And we're like, oh, no, not that person. Oh, well, that person's really smart. We're trained by watching TV and reading magazines and constantly surrounded by people that if you don't look a certain way or act a certain way, you don't have valuable knowledge, and that's not the case. So I really appreciate that you're willing to admit that you found some great stuff here. And I encourage you to maybe deconstruct a little bit why you think that someone who's big or fat or
puts penises in their mouth
might not have information that's useful.
It could have easily been that you never thought that you could get good relationship and sexuality advice from somebody with 19 patents and a PhD. Or, I don't know, whatever else I've done.
A cuddle party person.
The person who created cuddle parties. Or had
a
comic strip in the town newspaper when they were 9.
And played evil male nurse on this.
Played an evil male nurse on Another World. Or was the cowboy stripper in Salt and Peppa's None of Your Business, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one wearing the red thong. There you go. Check that out. Huh?
So again, we really appreciate that you wrote in. And we're so glad you're getting good information from these. We put a lot of heart and soul in them.
Stay curious, America. And the rest of the world. Because YouTube's international. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really,